Hi, this is Allison Angeles again, your host for the Silicon Sanctuary podcast and Allison Angeles YouTube channel, talking talking to you about all things wellness and personal growth and health. So, I was just talking recently about excavating your purpose and figuring out what is your purpose, why are you here? I wanted to touch on that a little bit more and talk to you about the processes of being able to actualize creating what you've decided that your purpose is. So, why is purpose important? We're not programmed to be here just to provide for ourselves shelter and food. And we're here to provide either a service or a function, something that is rewarding to us, that it embodies who we are authentically and contributes to society, contributes to the world on some level. So many people are, very good, have ended up doing very well at deciding what their purposes are and hashing out and creating that. But many more people, as I say, are living lives of quiet desperation, and they have not contemplated what their purpose is. Not only have they not contemplated it, they haven't allowed themselves to contemplate it out of what? Fear, out of fear and lack, not never out of the realm of love and abundance. It never happens from that standpoint. So if you're in a state of love and abundance and you're looking at all the things that you enjoy and love to do and come naturally to you, and you're making these lists and you're visualizing yourself doing these things, you're imagining it and you're feeling good when you're imagining it, and you're imagining how this is contributing to others and how others would value that in response to that. You would have community, you would have significance, you would have the feeling of service, you would have abundance in the form of not only money that would help you to at least sustain your lifestyle, if not thrive. Ideally, would be always is to thrive. So you're visualizing how this could happen. You're imagining this, and you're then going to take into action steps in alignment when you're in that field of feeling those good feelings and those possibilities and probabilities. Then you start taking notes and you start creating from that level of consciousness your purpose. So the first step is to invoke the idea that you do have a purpose, and ask yourself, if you don't have any idea what that is, sit with that and every day state out loud, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What are ways that my life would have a legacy and that I would contribute and add value to this world, to my life, to my friends, to my family, and to others that I don't even know? How could I contribute? What are some ways that I contribute that brings me joy and light and brings me life, the most life force? So start contemplating that and writing from that standpoint every day, 15 minutes a day. Once you've chosen a few of those things, you start to investigate and to experience those things. Then from that standpoint, it's a process of deciding. So you're choosing. So you decide, you choose one of those things, and then you go through the processes. So of setting the intention that you're going to investigate this thing, that you're going to experience it, you're going to start taking action in alignment. You're imagining it, you're visualizing it. What's the difference between imagination and visualizing? Imagination is more, I think, in a feeling state, feeling the feelings that it would feel like, imagining yourself in these roles or creating this product or doing these things. And then the visualization is more of a detailed step-by-step fleshing out of how that would look and how that would work. And then taking notes and writing down what plans that it would take. Now, what always will come up, because this is a constant mind state, is resistance. So resistance is a feeling of, it's actually a fear. It's in the realm of fear. And recognizing that Often there might be information there, and just sort through what's information, what's something that I need to take into account. But if it's just pure fear, can you set that aside? Can you push through that resistance? And actually, I've thought a little bit more about this, and it's more than focusing on the resistance. It's more putting yourself back into the realm of possibilities, putting yourself back into the realm of imagination and visualization, where it feels good, it feels empowering. It's in the conscious state of light and love and abundance and all things that are possible and all things that are probable. This is the state of consciousness that you need to be in order to manifest, for lack of a better word, this thing that you're dreaming of. Every time that something negative comes in, you'll feel it. It will be a feeling sensation. Maybe it'll be in your chest. Maybe it'll be in your stomach. Maybe it'll be in a different location in your body. And the point is to not focus on that, but just to recognize it, observe it, and let it go. And then go back to the state of empowerment where things can be created, visualizing, then creating a plan, and then taking action. Here's the place where it gets really exciting. There is really not an ideal state of readiness. There never is an ideal state of readiness. So you could either put it this way: you're ready right now. You're good enough and you're ready right now. Or the other state that you could put it in is you never will be perfectly aligned and perfectly ready. Maybe you can get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to it, but there is no arriving at that state. So at some point, it has to be good enough, and then you just take action, and then you're learning as you're taking action. You're learning as you're doing it. That's the best tool, is to take action and just do it. So again, discovering what your purpose is, 15 minutes every day. Finding things that you love to do that are innate and natural to you that you're drawn to, and then imagining those, how they contribute to others, what you would look like doing it, how it would be done, where it would be done, when it would be done. And then that's the visualization. Start taking notes. And then after that, remember that there will be resistance, which you will recognize, but not focus on. Focus on the things that you want to grow. Don't focus. Another thing is, it's very important to not focus on things that you're not good at. Focus on what you're good at, and really double down, triple down, quadruple down on those things, and really go for that. You could sit there and focus on all the things that you're want to do better, but it's kind of a long road to nowhere. It's better to focus on what you're good at and go from there, and then the other smaller things will fall by the wayside. And if they're very important, you can write them down and start chipping away at improving some things, but don't let that be the primary focus of your energy. Another thing I want to talk to you about is distractions. So I think a big part of what keeps people from really actualizing their fullest potential is distractions. So, for me personally, I'm really trying hard not to say, I could count. You could probably start counting here now that I've drawn attention to it. You could count. I'd probably say it 500 times, and I'm working on that. That's a distraction. So the point with distraction is, we have distractions that will come up all day, every single day of our lives. We have to recognize when they come in and we're going to choose not to put our energy and focus on these distractions. So what are some examples of distractions? It's always samsara. It's always in the Maya. What does that mean? It's life. It's things that are happening. Even if you have your whole house aligned, your wardrobe aligned, your car aligned, your work aligned, everything aligned, it's sort of like this juggling thing where you're getting everything aligned, but it might stay like that just very briefly, and then something falls. Somebody has a problem in the family. You'll be pulled into some kind of drama, some kind of level of the Maya or samsara. And the self-awareness piece is to recognize when you're getting pulled into this distraction, this illusion. Is it something that you really do need to attend to? Most probably not. The most important thing that you need to attend to is self-actualization. And then from that space of self-actualization and contributing, you're becoming a light for others to do the same. If everyone did the same, everyone would be self-actualized, and we wouldn't be codependently trying to take care of each other, which will never make us truly rise. So distractions, notice daily when you're getting pulled into distraction. There's so many of them. You need to cook something, you need to clean something, you need to talk to somebody, you need to attend to something, you need to intervene with something. See if you can spend a significant part of your day really in that state of imagining, visualizing, planning, and taking action in alignment with something that you love and that's natural to you and that brings you joy, that could potentially be your purpose, whether it's a service or a product or it's art or it's entertainment, whatever that may be. Start making lists and watch for the distraction. Distractions are a sort of a fragmentation, by the way, of your energy. Everything's energy. And the thing that you most should attend to is your energy level. That if you visualize like a battery, you want your energy to be charged up as high or as full as possible. So what does it take to do that? It takes proper sleep. It takes proper nutrition. It takes proper environment, not being in anything that distracts you or toxifies your energy level. So being very curated and vetted with the environments that you set yourself in. And notice where you're purposefully in the state of resistant, or you're purposely choosing the distraction. And why would that be? Why would you do that? So again, the energy level comes from proper nutrition, proper sleep, and proper environment. And then also one of the greatest sources for me is doing an activity that creates energy. For me, very active exercise creates energy for me every time. When you're tired, it seems counterproductive. It says rest, but actually the thing that might give you the most energy is to get out in nature and highly vigorously exercise, whether you're a rock climber, a mountain biker, or a yogi, or a weightlifter, or a runner, or a jump roper, or fill in the blanks, a biker, bike rider, dancer. All these things are in things that will create the dopamines and serotonins and energy hormones that you need, in addition to the correct nutrition, the correct sleep. So now your energy level is here. It's ready to go. Watch for the fragmentation of energy is what I was getting at. Fragmentation of energy is being in a environment that takes your energy and doesn't give energy back. So people are probably one of the number one causes of this kind of fragmentation. Do you have to participate in that? That's a again, could be in the field of distraction, illusion, and the Maya. So watch for that when you're trying to excavate and create your purpose. So the other point that I wanted to talk about is invoking gratitude. So another way to change your state of consciousness, sleep, nutrition, exercise, being in environments that inspire you, whether it's nature with like-minded or higher vibrating people that are inspiring you on those consciousness levels, reading, listening to podcasts, etc. But gratitude is a seems like a very hard place to start at times. But I actually like to purposefully invoke gratitude every morning when I wake up. So the very first thing you can, I was going to talk about prayer versus meditation. And for me, prayer is a more active version of meditation. So prayer gets it has an old definition to it that is related to religion, but prayer is a soulful intention. You're setting a soulful intention and you're invoking your higher self and maybe other guides or God consciousness to be brought forth to help you channel through knowledge and a 5-dimensional experience that you cannot conceive of when you're in a lower realm of consciousness, a more 3D realm of consciousness, a lower energy state, what I call A plus small self state of mind. So starting with prayer, the gratitude. When I start with prayer, I always start with an invocation to bring in higher self, God consciousness, guides, angels, whatever higher consciousness that you call in. I start with that invocation. After that, I go directly to gratitude, particularly when I can't feel it and I'm feeling stuck in a lower level of consciousness. That is the thing that will really get you through it. So start by invoking gratitude, stating out loud, just listing things. The first thing that comes to your head, there's no proper process to it. It could be at the smallest, most surface things that you begin with, and then go from there and just start rattling off and then starting to feeling the feelings, the gratitude feelings. The next state after that in the prayer is praying for others. So service, contribution, and thinking about others. This is another thing that gets us out of our mind state that's very self-oriented, that is very ego-centric, that gets stuck in a 3D realm of the realm of lack and the realm of fear and lack. So to get out of that state of consciousness of egoic self, feeling stuck, feeling not enoughness, feeling fear, feeling lack, and everything that's in those realms of fear and lack is first starting with gratitude and then going to contribution and service of others. So I initially start with whoever comes into my mind state first, and I pray for them, and then I get more and more detailed, and maybe I'll pray for their friends or their family or their children, and then goes on from there. There's no rush. Just keep praying for others. You can also, as I think I've said before, one of my favorite things to do is to pray for others that I have had difficulties with. I pray for compassion from myself towards them. I pray for compassion from them to me, so that I can cut all those cords of fragmentation that is connected in any kind of conflict relationship from the past, any of them, and just visualize freeing yourself from those cords. Pray for compassion for them and for forgiveness for yourself and forgiveness for them and from them, and releasing yourself from those ties. And that's another part of the second part of the prayer, which is service and contribution. Then the last part is the part that, the small self part wants so much, is the prayer of intention, the prayer of myself, what helped me, right? But the thing is, this is the most important part. Once you've worked through the first two categories of gratitude and then service and contribution, hopefully you're on a higher level of frequency. You're in your higher self, and your thoughts will be generating different words and different questions in that point. And one way that I often ask is I specifically point to my purpose, and I speak what I believe my purpose is. And I have fleshed it out and I've said it many times. And it's very interesting because when you are on this higher level of frequency, the words that will come out and the definitions that come out are so much different than you are if you're just in A plus small self 3D level, lower level of consciousness words that come out. So it's very interesting when you've gotten to this level and you start stating your purpose, and you can say it like this: I believe that my purpose is this, and you start fleshing it out. And then you say, if this is my purpose, help me to take action in alignment with that purpose. Help me to know the path to go to. Bring me people, and then you'll know the specific types of people that you want to bring in, whether it's a mentor or a teacher, or, let's say you're a songwriter, you want a promoter or an agent, or you want more venues or whatever it is. Start stating those things out loud and asking for them. And then finally, I finish off with saying, if this isn't my purpose, I trust and surrender to the higher power that you will guide me to the correct place. And I actually pray for the belief in the process. I pray for trusting. I pray for God's plan. And every time I've done that and I release that and I trust that, things happen that are magic, that are only found in these realms, that can come from doing this kind of works in this 5-dimensional, 5th-dimensional realm, a realm that's bendable, a realm where things are not so hard and fast and structured as they are in the 3-dimensional realm, where it's 3-dimensional realm is all about rules and structures from the past. But they say the 4th dimension is time and space, and the 5th dimension is the realm of God consciousness, and where things can bend and magic can happen. And I know that we've all had little touches of these things. Some people can relate serendipity or magic, or I can't think of any words right now for it, but that's what I'm talking about, the 5th dimensional realm. So in the 3rd part of the prayer, which is the prayer of intention, you stating your purpose in the words that are coming now from your higher self. You're fleshing that out. You're asking questions in alignment with aligning you with that purpose. And then you're also submitting to that, if that isn't your purpose, that you'd like to know what would be your purpose then, and listen, and then taking action in alignment with that. And then also, my fun thing to do, the very 4th part of the prayer, is to ask for a little bit of magic in the day, where I will notice where there's something that is inexplicable that will happen, that seems to be in the realm of the 5th dimension, or magic, or serendipity, or whatever you want to call it, God consciousness. So back to, I was talking about your purpose, and then I was talking about distraction, fragmentation that can happen, the process of deciding, setting intention, pushing past through resistance, imagination, visualization, the plan, taking action when you're ready enough, and then prayer in the end, and invoking gratitude, contribution for others, and then setting your intentions again, and surrendering to the process and enjoying the process and looking for magic within your day. That's it. My name is Allison Angeles. Feel free to, whatever you do below, and comment below if you can, and share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things. Follow me on Instagram at Allison Angeles, my YouTube channel, Allison Angeles, the podcast Silicon Sanctuary, where normally I am interviewing other people in the field of mind states, flow states, wellness, personal growth, nutrition, fitness, health, education, and entertainment. Thanks for listening.